While since I've streamed.
Holy shit. Hi, you can hear me now. Alright, so my name is Lloyd Andrews. This is LASTCo. We're currently hosting our investors meeting here at Orison. And I'm joined by our security consultant, Dragon5X. If you have any questions regarding the organization and who we are, feel free to ask. Gotta love the settings screwing up. Get volumetric clouds going. There we go. Look at the beauty that is here. Weapon systems locked. I know. Hey, the stream element finally figured its shit out. Alrighty. Lord Monty's chilling on our server. There is the Providence platform off to our right. Down below us is Green Circle. If you have any questions on LASTCo or anything like that, feel free to ask it in chat. Apparently my stream is unstable. Nice. Actually gonna tone down volumetric clouds. Oh, nope, I got them to very high. Because they just look better. For those curious, we are currently flying around in a constellation emerald. It's like a regular phoenix, but green. Let's link up and fly over together. I'm currently doing circles around the spaceport anyways. Wow, I can't detect you till about 1.7 kilometers. Never knew a Redeemer could be stealthy.
My shields are still powering on too, so my EM is probably down.
Probably. Alright, let us head over to our platform. We're going to be heading deep into the Orison clouds.
We're just heading a little bit to the right.
10-4. There it is. Hello, Mr. Burge. Did we go to the right platforms?
No, we're going northeast. So we direct north.
God. Well, we'll fly through the very dense cloud on my end. Because they're over there.
Yep, another.
No whales yet. Up ahead, we're going to be landing at our fleet. Feel free to skirt on ahead of us.
Roger.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. As we round this corner, this is the showing for the LASTCo fleet. We have the 890, a Best in Show Edition Carrack, the Redeemer flown by Dragon 5X, an F8C, an F7A Mark II eventually, currently it's an F7C, and a Mirai Razor to represent our racing team. Now, for those who are curious and watching, LASTCo, we are a transportation service. But we don't transport cargo in the normal sense like other transportation works. We transport personnel. While we will transport your cargo and vehicle needs, our primary goal is for your transportation. From scouring the ends of the earth in our Ruby Explorer to experiencing the great luxuries of Origin with the Streaking Opal, as the camera does a lot of fun messing around. We will provide any service that you need as long as it follows UEE regulations. And with Dragon 5X being our security consultant, we can guarantee that you will be in safe hands. Lloyd Andrews Space Transportation Company will be the last company you need. We also provide much smaller services, as a good portion of our fleet is currently in dry dock under repairs and retrofitting. Now, Dragon 5X, why don't you tell us what you do as a security consultant?
Me being as a security consultant, I provide escorts for our transports as well as personnel within the transports to protect you in case of boarding. Sometimes our lanes are plagued by pirates.
I mean, there was that one instance where we were doing drop-offs at Jumptown and pickups.
That is correct.
That was a very hectic time, but it was fun.
Yes, it was.
Now, with all of the options that we provide, from fully armed gunships to single fighters, your cargo, you, or your vehicles are guaranteed to end up where you need them. I mean, once we have the jump point to Pyro is functional, we'll probably have some operations where we will be giving you tours of Pyro in the lap of luxury, from our Constellation Phoenix to the 890 to a 600i Touring. And with fighters like the F8, the F7, and the Redeemer, your safety is almost guaranteed. And our racing division has more than one ship, I promise you that. But right now we are only able to get one out of dry dock due to some engine problems on our M50 and Mirai. LASTCo, well, we're new to the scene, but we can guarantee we're going to be the best option. I mean, we do have the partnerships with multiple other organizations from Operation Pitchfork. We have a mutual partnership with Farrakhan, the security org. Some militia orgs use us for transporting vehicles. And we even help the content creator crew out there, from the ones that just do full-on movies in this game to just needing ships. I mean, there was, at the start of all of this, we had a Aegis Eclipse that was used for filming. Yeah, and we do train everyone part of this org, from the pilots to the security guards walking through the ship. Would you like to add anything, Dragon?
No, that sounds about right for us.
You can all find us on the RSI homepage under organizations. We're always accepting applicants. We do have our Discord, and our Discord's not the most active around due to real-life obligations, but we also understand when people can't make events and have their real-life obligations, because, hey, real life comes first. That is a link to our Discord. Feel free to join that. We have tryouts every so often for pilots. Most of the time, fresh recruits will be categorized into either bartending or ticket consulting and helping us organize. If you end up showing aspects of good piloting, you can end up in the pilot area, the racing division, or in fighter escorts if you're good at PvP. We also have FPS that we end up having to worry about with our internal security guards on our ships. Some ships, like our Constellation, are easy for security guards because it's all one line, while we have other ships like the 890, multiple decks, multiple areas. You have to worry about our VIPs and items like that. And then you also have ships like the Carrack, easier to traverse, but plenty of hiding spots. I mean, we've had, recently, we've had some boarding action that took place on our 890 during one of our trips. We were able to dispatch of the suspect, and we ended up having to sell off their armor. Yeah, with LASTCo, we will be the last transportation company anyone needs. And again, not all of our ships in our fleet are presented here today. I mean, we've had to move Nova tanks before, Spartans, anything on an Atlas chassis, and those don't really fit in the ships here today, but we have ships that can move them. For example, Dragon, what is your favorite ship that you have with the LASTCo fleet?
I mean, it'd probably be the Idris, once that does come live.
mean, it's in one of the dry docks. I believe it's currently in one of the Aegis ones being manufactured, last I heard.
Yes. Yes, it should be the one going to Terra.
I mean, my favorite ship that is currently in the LASTCo fleet, well, the 890 is impressive. It has to be the Emerald. And it's simply because it's quick, agile, it looks good, and it has a very nice interior with the 3 bedrooms, the bar, the jacuzzi, and our meeting table. Plus, it's easier to fly. But with everything here, I believe the biggest ship in the fleet right now is a good tie between the Idris and the Merchantman. Can't
Yeah,
remember.
that's about right. I think the Merchantman's a little bit bigger than the Idris.
Yeah. We definitely know the Merchantman's going to be taller than the Idris.
Oh, for sure. Especially with that fuel cell at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. It's a very beautiful ship. It is currently stuck in one of the Banu systems. I was told the name, but I forgot it long ago. It's getting its final touches done. Well, we've partnered with several other organizations, several companies in game. We help you get to where you need, whether it is the middle of a combat zone, from Jump Town to anywhere, honestly. We've flown to some crazy areas, or if you just want to have a nice, luxurious tour of the moon, like Daymar. We've done multiple tours at this point of the wrecked Javelin, a lot of the wreck sites, some of the old shanty towns that people have built out. And when we do those shantytown tours, we end up purchasing or looting things that are around there, giving them to the passengers. I think we had one passenger end up with like 254 crystals of Dolvine. That was a good 3-day tour, if I remember correctly. And of course, with all of these ships, there's no other place to look this good other than Orison. Microtech has some very pretty spots, but it's dealing with those crazy snowstorms. You never know with Microtech.
Yeah, just pop out of nowhere.
But not too long ago, we did a very small rover tour of one of the valleys in Microtech, just to explore, like the customer wanted. A lot of pretty ships are in the LASTCo fleet. If you're ever curious about it, we do have, I believe it's a Fleet Yard page that you can check out. You can see all of the LASTCo ships. It's in our Discord. We do host events sometimes. It's finding schedules that work for everyone involved. I mean, like, we are currently 4 p.m. Eastern time, about just past 4:30. Welcome, Bell. It's going well. We're currently streaming it. We're talking about the organization. Yeah, it's been so far so good. Vel here is one of our newer-ish recruits. General crew fitting in is what they end up doing. Granted, you do pilot for us sometimes around when we need a pilot.
Actually,
Oh, I thought you did.
no, that would probably be Shadow.
That was Shadow.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Vel usually likes to be a turret gunner on most of our excursions.
Yeah, if I'm not doing like turret gunning, I'll usually be using sketchy with either the vulture or more than not.
I mean, when it comes to anything in Star Citizen, if you aren't cleaning up the messes left behind after battles, space is just going to be more full of junk than Hurston.
I'll be looking forward to the update when they do that.
It is going to be nice.
I'm definitely. I'm actually waiting for
I heard it went live today for Wave 1. Cameras. A drone's caught on a building. Oh, darn indeed. So, we were just talking about things that we've done with LASTCo. So, if you want, Vel, why don't you tell us some of the tales that you have from LASTCo?
I actually don't have too many other than like the was going to talk about transportation. There was more or less. Oh no, I take that back. There was the capital salvation as well. That was
I mean, salvaging, when it comes down to it, is fairly easy, thankfully. But when
Yeah,
you're
but-
salvaging a battle zone, it's a bit harder.
Yeah, no, I was within my first scene, I had no concept of salvaging any mindset. So that was until people started crashing out.
Yeah. Thankfully, that hasn't been a problem as of late in the game. The server stability is a lot better. I mean, right now, me and Dragon are currently in an Australian server, and we're connected pretty darn well. Indeed. Now, Dragon, what is your favorite location out of the ships that are here today?
I'm actually.
Other Dragon.
Sorry.
Location of ships.
Yeah.
Hard to just pick one.
Well, you're more than welcome to pick at least two.
Well, obviously, we do have the Emerald here, front and center.
Okay. I mean, it is the ship that kind of started off this whole organization, crazily enough.
But you are welcome for that.
Indeed. Ah, Dragonville, thank you for the follow. You're in VC, which makes it super easy. My two favorite spots: the bar in the Phoenix and the top deck in the 890. Those are my two favorite spots right now. Because this section in the Emerald just looks very nice and held well together. I have a lot of screenshots of all of the gear that we end up getting, and I just had it all staged around here and placed to make the ship look lived in. It was so nice. But it is a very pretty bar. And I mean, there's a reason Inside Star Citizen uses it as their set. Plus, these seats are just so comfortable. And that view out of that window. Can't get much better than that. Big panning windows so you can see where you're flying through, and especially when we're heading through the jump point nebulas, nothing beats that. I mean, the pyro being the blue and orange, it's just so pretty doing circles around that thing. Now, do you want anything to drink?
I'll take one.
What would you like? We got smalts, we got coffee, we got cruise, we got water, we have all of the sodas.
Beer me up.
Light or full on?
Gotta go big or go home.
Damn it, I forgot to move it all to the ship. I forgot we can't access the local. Darn it.
Oh yeah, we are too far away, aren't we?
I mean, we are 30 kilometers.
This is true.
Also, that view out of that window, the Redeemer and the F8 right there. So,
I'm sure they're behaving because they were falling off the platform earlier.
they'll be fine. Well, shall we head to the other favorite spot of mine?
Why not?
Alright, to the 890.
You go ahead and join me.
Thanks for popping in. You have a good one as well.
Have a good one.
Down we go. I will say,
Really need clickers for our ships.
oh, big time. I'll keep pestering the devs about it, but I doubt we'll ever get it. Just walk up to the ship, open door button.
And all they have to do is just make it a widget in the MobiGlass.
Indeed, with the new system coming out, it might be easier said than done. Also, the landing gear for the 890 is just beefy.
Makes me excited
Just
to
get a
see all
key
the rest
fob.
of the ships.
That's what we were talking about, Fen. We just need a key fob. So your Redeemer is a Best in Show Redeemer.
That is correct. That is for last year's Best in Show.
It is a very pretty paint scheme on it. The 890 almost got its Best in Show. Almost. I think it lost, what,
Nice.
round 2?
I think so, yeah. It'd be nice to see a paint job for the 890.
There's a black and gold one that I saw for the Emperor Novum edition of the 890. Something like that would be very pretty.
Yes. Although I believe that Imperium Novum was a fan-made.
I mean, there's a lot of fan-made paint schemes for this game. There's the 404i, which is just, it's an invisible jet, is what that is. And I think my favorite fan-made paint scheme that I've seen was for the Javelin.
Starkid.
Not the Starkin. Now, I hear a spaceship, and I think it might be the 890 because we are technically under the engines right now.
That sounds like 890 engines.
While we wait for the elevator, I'll figure it out. Hanger Link, come be my friend. Oh, I know it. The Starlet Javelin. It is a nice dark teal, and they replaced the hangar bay with a basketball court. Oh boy.
Yeah, we have a sleeper.
Well, let's call down the cargo bay.
That gets close enough.
Well, the cargo bay has ramps that go down. Yeah, but the Starlet Javelin paint scheme is extremely pretty. The funniest one that I have found, the Fatty Shack Carrack, or Fatty Shack Kraken.
Yes. Just a giant mobile beanstalk.
Okay, this looks easier. So for those who end up leasing out and wanting a tour with our 890, we can fit a plethora of ground vehicles in it. Excuse me.
I do believe this can fit a Nova and a Atlas chassis.
It can, but it gets close with that airlock right there.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the airlock door, it'd definitely fit them.
But I was able to fit in a Storm, 2 Ursas, 3 Cyclones, a Steve, and a... what was the other ship? I think it was the PTV.
Sounds about right for ground vehicle.
It's a surprisingly spacious area. Alright, that's the bar, but this is just such a pretty area. Taking a seat either here up on the foyer or in one of the back areas there and looking through this giant moonroof. I mean, the Phoenix has its own moonroof, but it's nothing compared to this moonroof. And one of the other fun areas to be is while we are in Quantum, this rear window. It's such a pretty view just to see everything that you're flying past as it fades away.
Be a very interesting view when we start getting the jump gates.
Indeed it will be. Plus, I mean, for those who lease it out, we have the private kitchen, bedroom, and office. While they are technically the captain's quarters, I fly the ship. I don't need to live in the ship. But yeah, this office is just, with that rear window, beautiful. Plus, you have your own liquor cabinet. And all of the cigars that you could want. And you can always play a game of chess. There's a game of checkers somewhere around in the ship. I believe it's in one of the bedrooms. But yeah, the 890 is our most expensive option, simply because of all the amenities that the ship provides. And I believe everyone at some point wants to be like the 890 trailer and commercial that we've seen so many times, and be the Great Gatsby, hosting a massive party. I mean, while this bar is nice, the Connie's is better.
Yeah,
It
this
is.
one's definitely designed for a bigger, wider audience.
Yeah, more private, more secluded, but still just as nice looking. Because this one is clearly meant to be like you're taking the office out on a business trip. But this window here, it's beautiful. Especially if you have ships coming in and out of the front hangar. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. We need a proper shuttlecraft. A proper luxury shuttlecraft. But some of the things that the 890 has over our Constellation package: full service kitchen. I mean, everyone wants a full on steak. While you, as the passenger, will never end up seeing it, because it's meant for the crew. The crew will bring you the meals and all of that. Oh, that was a weird glitch, but that was cool. Plus, with all of the 4 bedrooms hidden around, there's always a place to find some nice secluded areas with the private bathroom, the private bedroom, the terminal uplink, and of course, the fish tanks in every bedroom. We still need to find those fish. Heard there might be a good pet store in the Terra system. And of course, last but not least, the spa, hot tub, and steam rooms. Currently, they are dry due to a minor leak that we had. It was causing issues with our engines. So we had to drain the pools temporarily. But they are nice, secluded. My only complaint is you can't see the outside world from here. But there is its own special atmosphere in a private, secluded pool. Feels more private. Yeah, and of course we have our steam rooms and saunas and showers for changing and areas like that. The 890 is one of those ships where you can literally live your entire life in it and be in the lap of luxury. Thought the door was closed. I'm going crazy. Alright. Now, for you, Dragon, what is your favorite ship to pilot?
Pilot. I am more of a fan of the bigger capital ships.
Well,
For at least what's in game, 890 is one of my more favorite ones to fly.
I mean,
She is a big girl.
she's a very big girl. Alright, feel free to hop off. I'll send the elevator up. The 890 is a large ship, and as long as you're piloting it correctly, it's a one-of-a-kind piloting experience. What do you think my favorite is?
I would have to say the Constellation.
The Constellation is a fun one to pilot, that is for sure, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is here, though.
Would most likely be the Carrack.
It is, in fact, the Carrack. And it's simply because that cockpit is like no other. I mean, we've all seen the Carrack cockpit. It's absolutely beautiful inside of it. Anvil didn't have to make it as nice as it was, but the dual layer, the double deck cockpit, and that entire glass nose, it doesn't feel like you're piloting a ship. It feels like you're a seat flying through space. You're just reminded that you're in a ship when you hit that boost. Those turbines, when they spool up, just chef's kiss.
I will agree on that.
Well, you do have a similar experience with the Constellation. It's all of the paneled windows that just are always a reminder. While the Aquila Constellation don't have a problem in that one. But just when you sit dead center in that seat, the panels are your peripheral, and you have that giant nose that is just pure transparent aluminum. Plus, I mean, the Carrack has its nice features about it. A lot of cargo. It's designed for those long haul missions where you're heading deep, deep space on the frontier edge. Plus, with enough room to fit an Ursa and a Storm. Not together, but up to Storm size. Can't really go wrong in here. So for those that want to be exploring those outer edges and don't have the funds to, or the AUEC to get one of these, we'll fly you around. Because we have all of the beautifulness of Deck 2, the medical bay, these nice sleek hallways, the dining center, the very strange pool table. But this view of that cockpit is just something else. You have to agree with me there.
Yeah, it does have a very nice cockpit.
And it doesn't matter if you pilot it from this seat or the one up above, it's still nice. Mind your step. Because even from up here, it's a bit more obvious you're in a spaceship with these controls, but that view. There is one ship, though, that I don't own that I've enjoyed piloting as well. And I have a feeling you can guess what that one was.
I think what ones you've had in the past.
I've never owned it. You owned it at a point.
I'm drawing a blank on that.
The Hammerhead.
And
Welcome,
I
Marcus.
still do have one, because I have it on loan for the ships that are still being built.
Yeah. Which Aegis was nice enough to loan us their top corvette for the frigate that they have building for you. This ship has its own character. I mean, that's what's nice. Every ship has its own character. Like with the Carrack, you definitely know up here's the more grimy industrial area with the drone bay, the repair bay, the hangar. But the Carrack has one area in it that I absolutely adore. And it's all the way in the back. And it's the engine bay. These big, massive engines, when they get up and running, nothing beats that sound. They may not be the nicest engines in the verse, but the noise that they make, it's like one of those old 2000 era Hellcats. You hit the gas, and it just screams and wants to go fast. Because the Carrack, for its size, is surprisingly fast. Which
I
always...
want to say it's among the fastest of them.
Yeah. Now let's see. What is the top speed of the Carrack? Would that be on Urkel?
It should.
Technically, pull this up. Alright. So, Anvil, Carrack. Let's see, max speed is 1236 meters per second.
Yeah, without speed, there's only a handful that are actually faster.
Yeah, I mean, this thing can outrun a lot of fighters, actually. I mean, these engines are kind of the size of small ships, so...
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller than an Aurora.
Yes. And then down below we have all the components. I will say, there are prettier engines. I mean, like the 890s with the exposed power lasers, Crusaders with the Hercules series, where there's literally a singularity in the back of the ship that powers it. There's some very pretty engines out there. And for the engines that we can't see, it has to be on one of the ships that is currently in dry dock for me. The E1. And if it's anything like its fighter and cargo counterpart, that ship's going to be very quick.
It should be. I believe it's also going to be one of the lightest of the three.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be carrying around 10 size 5 bombs. I'm going to be carrying around seats and cargo. And it's going to have a very small cargo capacity compared to its C1 counterpart. But with the LASTCo fleet, we have a lot of areas where we have expertise. From full-on transportation like the Phoenix 890, the 600i Touring, the E1, the Genesis Starliner. I'm trying to think of other transportation ships. There's not really many more than that.
No.
Because we can always do your cheap, like the dirt cheap Spirit Airlines flights, and you'll be in the back of a Cutlass Steel, where you're surprised that the thing took off. And it's like that joke where there's a engineering teacher and his students designed a plane, and the plane takes off, or at least they board the plane, and when they are told that the plane was designed by engineering students in high school, everyone but their teacher left. And the teacher's just like, I know my students' abilities, this thing won't even take off. It's a dumb joke. But that's what it feels like to be in a Cutlass Steel. It's just like, how did this thing take off? It shouldn't be flying. But that's also just Drake.
Yeah, this is true.
It's old Drake, though. The Corsair and Vulture are very nice ships, despite their reputation.
They just don't worry about that one MFD on the ground for the Drake, for the Corsair.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. It's just a Corsair. It's an exploration ship. in the distance, you can't even see all the other platforms. But if you know that the spaceport's just over there, and where this Pearl class, Envoy class, all of these platforms are, it's a very pretty area. That's what Crusader and August Dunlow, they did well. They chose a good planet for their operations. Well, dare I say, let's see, we've been at this now for just under an hour. Does anyone have any questions in the chat for what LASTCo is and what we do? This video is also going to be posted to our official YouTube channel. You can find a link to that video once it's uploaded in our Discord. And with anything else, Dragon, do you have any questions or final remarks? Anything that you think we should cover more?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Alright. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Lloyd Andrews. This is LASTCo. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know squat, because SC didn't work on my PC. I'm sorry for you, Fen. Well,
You need to get a new one going, it might work again.
maybe. But, do you have any questions for us while we stand and admire our ships here? It's running slow for some reason. Turn off volumetric clouds, check the graphics settings. Star Citizen is a very RAM-hungry game. I do know that, because if I check my settings right now... Oh, did my stream end? Or am I just...
Yours are still up.
Okay, so it's just broken on my end. Oh, that's wonderful. Because right now I'm using 9 gigabytes. Oh, new PC is running slow. Check Task Manager. There might be something eating at your CPU performance. My stream preview's broken. It says I'm not streaming at all. Ah, there it goes. I do know we still have the audio system working in the background. Maybe? Let's see. Is that working? I have no idea if it's still working in the background. It looks like it is. Technically, my voice mod's still working, but I don't have voice mod turned on at the current time, as this is meant to be more of a official kind of stream and recording. It's also why we don't have the standard overview that I have on my streams. But yeah, with all of the ships that we have and are coming to not only our fleet, but Star Citizen in general, between the two of us, we have become favorite customers of a few ship companies, dare I say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Versailles is liking me a lot.
I know Crusader loves me right now. And I do believe the Banu, they ended up technically giving me that merchantman for a very decent price. But it just came with the caveat of waiting while they repaired it. Well, to finish off, if anyone has any questions regarding LASTCo, do feel free to reach out to us on Spectrum, on our Discord, in the comments sections of the YouTube video that's going to be posted. I will happily answer any questions that you have for us. I will say, in the lore of Star Citizen, me and Dragon here are both former Squadron 42 pilots. When that game comes out. But we will have access to a few other ships. That's why some of us have very militarized ships. I mean, they don't just sell an Idris to anyone. And as I save up, get the money that I need, who knows? We might be adding some more industrialized combat ships to the fleet. At the current time, our biggest ships are the Merchantman, 890, Idris, Polaris, and Carrack. Probably in that order.
It sounds about right.
Let me check.
Because I know the Polaris is slightly smaller than an 890.
Let's see. Let me look at our fleet real quick.
Although I do have a Reclaimer as well.
The Reclaimer's different, though. It's not for what we're using.
This is true.
So let's see. We have a decent amount of ships, which is very fun. Oh, we forgot one. The Perseus.
Yes, I do. My Perseus.
Because that will be a very good escort ship. Because if we're doing 890 tours in Pyro, well, we need more than some heavy fighters.
But Perseus is probably going to be a main one I use for when you have a Carrack or an 890 in operation.
Well, what's nice is the Carrack can somewhat defend itself with those 2 turrets with size 5s on them. I do believe, when it comes down to it, the Merchantman, Idris, Perseus, Polaris, Carrack, and 890 are the biggest ships. It's one of those fun things here. I love how you can't sort, but you can filter. We will be posting a picture of the entirety of the LASTCo fleet. So if you haven't joined our fleet yard, please do. Especially if you're part of LASTCo. Do connect fleet yard so we can add your ships to ours. And we can do a nice photo with Hanger Link and the 3D models that have been provided of our ships by the manufacturers or alien races that we have purchased them for. So we can have all of it and make it look all nice and pretty. Until the next time, this has been Lloyd Andrews. Dragon.
It's also the Dragon.
And this is LASTCo. We will see you around the verse.